Hey YouTube, and thank you for watching Junkworks DIY Garage. I have decided to go back and start revamping some of my older videos. A couple reasons. YouTube is really not paying well right now, and so that'll kind of give me some content that I can put up instead of putting new videos up 3 times a week, because I just can't keep up that kind of content and do the kind of videos I want to do. Without further ado, let's get to it. Well, it appears everything is here. I went through the instruction manual and checked on all the stuff to make sure it was all in the box. It appears to be. It's all nicely sealed. Got to give inspector number 6 kudos, because it looks like it's all here. I'm a little bit disappointed it didn't provide any lock washers for any of this, so I went ahead and threw some lock washers on there. This is where I say if you do anything I do, I'm not responsible if you put one of these together and try and press 12 tons and something bad happens. So you guys do whatever the instructions say, and if you don't, do everything under your own caution. Tight. They're not totally reefed down or anything. You don't ever want to finish tightening all the bolts on anything until you're pretty well all done and have it everything where it needs to be. We're going to take your top part. It doesn't appear to have a front and back, although it does have a sticker up here so I'm putting that on the front, although I probably am going to remove it. But anyhow, so that just slides over this part here, sandwiches those in between, and put your nut, your bolts all together like that. And yet again, I'm choosing to put my lock washers on here, so yet again, you do what you want to do. Still not completely tight, but it's fairly difficult to move around. The front nuts and bolts take 18 millimeter on the small one, and it's a 19 millimeter on that bottom nut there. The bolt is 18, the nut is 19. On the back here, they're both 17 millimeters. So I got it all snug together, and I've taken a measurement just from corner to corner. That's how you know if your things are square. Get it basically, go from the same point on both sides, and it's right at 54 here. Do the same thing. Make sure if you put this part of your tape measure on the top, you put that part on the top on this side as well. You always want to measure it exactly the same, or as close to it as you can. This is also 54, so right at 54 inches. Now I got it all squared up. I'm going to go ahead and reef it down, tighten it down, and hopefully I'll measure it again and it'll still be good. These pins, they just go in whatever hole you deem necessary, maybe. And then you got this cross piece here. This is what your weight, or whatever it is you're pressing, sits on top of. That goes there. And it actually comes with plates, press plates that sit on here, however you want to set them. Alright, this is the press plate here. And the eye bolts go through there, and yet again, this one didn't come with washers. I'm not going to put a lock washer on it because you want to be able to adjust this, but I am going to put my own washer. I found a washer that I'm going to use with it, and it did not come with the washers, as I'm getting out of the frame here. So anyway, those just go on like that. You'll adjust those according to your RAM and all that stuff. That stuff you'll have to decide when you get there. So basically that sits in there like that on both sides, and then those are going to hook to the springs. I will say something you're definitely going to have to pay attention to, that these right here are set up pretty well identical. Otherwise your ram down here could be cocked that way or that way, and when you got, you know, 12 ton supposable pressure on this thing, and this piece here is a little bit going the wrong direction, that could snap, bend, break whatever it is you're using or trying to press. So I would definitely pay attention to the measurements in between these real well. That's it. I just kind of set the ram in there. I had to push down on this a little bit to get that to pop up in there. I think according to the directions it actually says to stick this on there and then lift this up and hook it, but that was fairly simple to do it that way. I have found the first thing I really don't like about this is this just sits on here. There's nothing really holding that from popping off. At some point in time I may build something to hold this in, or screw it or bolt it somehow through the plate. I really don't like that. But something that is kind of nice about it is I could just take this ram out of here pretty easily and use it for a jack if I needed to, which is basically all that is a jack. So, and the other thing, I guess, if you wanted to, I really don't like that that's just sitting in there like that. If you wanted to, you can put it, you know, a different jack or something on there that if this one fails you for some reason. Yet again, it even says, like in the instructions, if you do anything to modify the machine, they're not responsible if you hurt yourself, and neither am I. It's a little bit off this way though. This definitely moves around quite a bit. I mean, it's 99 bucks. What can you expect? You can't expect a miracle machine here, but I'll get out of the way of the light here. But it is working for this. So I mean, bearings and things like that, this is going to be awesome. That is just killer. Go back to my 80s here. It's killer, man. Killer dude. Alright. Well, I'm pretty happy so far. I already see some modifications these in. Now I'm going to press the other one back in here. Now, yet again, you learn how to use your machine. I am by no means an expert at pressing and things in and out. I'm just kind of setting things where it seems like it'll work. Alright, that looks like it. Well, I'm pretty happy with it. So far, I can definitely see some modifications I'm going to have to make already. First of which, no matter how much I've squared it up, my garage floor is not square, that is, or level or flat anywhere. So I'm going to have to put some sort of leveling legs on this. Something else, it's a little lower than I hoped. So I may put it up on some sort of a platform of some sort. I can see a few things that I want to do that, like the bottle jack, really, that worries me a little bit even. I'm sure there's somebody somewhere that said that was perfectly safe, but I don't see it. I want this bolted down somehow, welded down, bolted down, on a bigger plate, even if it had a plate sitting there that was a little bigger than the bottle jack plate there. Something, I gotta do something about that. So look forward to some videos on modifying this a little bit. But for the 99 bucks I paid for it, I don't know as I'd go spend the 160, 200 and something, I don't know how much it is for it. But I am happy with the size. In my shop here, I got a decent sized shop, but you never have enough room no matter how big your shop is. And quite honestly, 24,000 pounds, I really can't think of anything that I would need a 20-ton press for. And honestly, if I get past 24,000 pounds, I'm going to want somebody else doing it anyway, because that's a lot. So this little 12-ton, 24,000 pound is more than enough for me. Well, thanks for watching Junkworks DIY Garage, where I'm proud to say I'm a jack of all and master of none. You all have a good one.